Hey everyone, it's Kara here from Boho and I'm back with the final day. This is kind of a wrap up of 1 month in my digital planner. So today's Friday, June 1st, and I just want to come back in and kind of wrap up the month of May. So for yesterday, I, as always, want to come in and mark off my tasks. So I'm going to grab my black pen here. And I did have my weekly call with Cratejoy. I did not schedule my live Q&A and I did not do the book club announcements. Manicure, I'm gonna go ahead and mark that as complete. I didn't paint my nails or do anything else. I just trimmed them and filed them down a little bit. So I'm just gonna mark that off. Hopefully this weekend, once this new digital planner release is done, I'll have some time to take care of my nails. And digital planners, I did work on those, and oh boy, these digital planners for some reason are like the bane of my existence this week. I wanted to have them in the shop this morning. However, I'm still making tweaks to make the file size smaller. So I've spent the last 3 days basically trying every different method I can find or think of to design these planners so that they're a smaller file size. The one that I showed you yesterday is this one right here, and this is the full file size without me reducing anything. It's almost 100 megabytes, which is gigantic. But what I love about it is that it's super clear, super crisp. I can zoom way in, and it's not until I get almost to fully zoomed that you can start to see a little bit of pixelation. And I like to zoom in a lot when I'm writing. So right here at this level is about maybe a little smaller is how zoomed in I would like to be when I'm writing. And it looks nice and crisp and clean still. So I went through a bunch of different trial and error processes, let's put it that way, to get this file size smaller but still maintain the quality. And just to show you an example, this one is definitely smaller. Let's go to this page here, for example. It's definitely smaller, and you can see one big difference is on the cover. I had to remove some of that texture from this cover. That was causing it to be a lot larger because of that texture. So I left it here on the little pocket, but the rest doesn't have that texture anymore. Now, the problem with this is that helped quite a bit. Now the file size was about 50 megabytes, which is still way, way too big. Pretty much 20 megabytes is my limit for how big I want this file to be. I'd even like it to be a lot smaller. Now, with this one that you're seeing here, I reduced it way down to 15 megabytes. However, at first glance, it looks great. But if I zoom in, let's just go to a random page here. This is a August with dot grid. If I zoom in, even if I start to zoom in just a tiny bit, you can see a lot of pixelation happening here in the numbers and the rings. And I mean, you can even see it when it's completely zoomed out. So I'm not happy with this at all. So this is what I've been working on fixing over the last few days. So like I've said, I've been trying a bunch of different techniques, different programs to design it in, all this different stuff to try to get the file size smaller, but the quality still be high. And finally, after a ton of trial and error, I finally found a method last night. So my entire plan today is to go through all of the new planners that I'm putting in the shop and basically going through that new method and new process for redesigning them so that they're smaller files. So it's been a bit of a headache. I've been pretty much working on this nonstop, and I'm really, really sorry that they're not in the shop yet. I'm crossing my fingers and hoping that I'll be able to get everything done and have them in the shop this evening. If not, it might be tomorrow, but I'm going to try to make sure that it's still today. Anyway, I just wanted to give you that update there. All right. So on to marking off my tasks and everything for today. So I do want to migrate over. Scheduling my live Q&A and book club announcements definitely have to happen today because today is the 1st. So I am just going to lasso these, make sure I have handwriting only selected. And I'm going to grab these here and copy. And then while I'm here, I'm just going to mark these as migrated forward And I'm going to go ahead and paste these onto today. All right, there we go. I do want to do a little bit of journaling for yesterday. So I'm going to grab my blue for my dividing line right here. And my black pen to write. Here we go. All right, so journaling is in there. And up next, I want to finish out my monthly spreads for the month of May. Actually, while I'm here, I'm just going to go ahead and plan for today too. High of 83, low of 68, and thunderstorms. All right, and then my time bar for today. Got blue for sleep, yellow for my morning routine, and then pink for work, which again is going to be pretty much all day. And then tasks, I'm not going to add anything else crazy here. I've got payroll, newsletter. Honestly, my newsletter will probably go out tomorrow because I want to announce the digital planners in the newsletter, and since they're not up yet, I can't send the newsletter yet. So that will be coming if you're on my list. Keep an eye out for my newsletter tomorrow. I need to schedule my live Q&A and then make a couple announcements in the book club group and on Instagram. And then of course, digital planners in shop. All right, so we've got that in there. Now I can go back in and do my monthly spreads real quick. All right, so for the month of May, let's round out my habit tracker here. Yesterday, did eat clean. And I was in bed by 11. All right, and that's my entire habit tracker for the month of May. So I feel pretty good about how I did with my habits, especially eating clean and my sleep. I only had a few late nights, and then I also had some mornings where I got to sleep in, which was really, really nice. Something I definitely want to focus on more next month is my fitness. I feel like that kind of fell by the wayside a lot this month. I know I wasn't feeling well for a little while, and then doing these daily videos too, that cuts a big chunk into my morning. So I think my routine was just a little messed up during May, but I did manage to start my couch to 5K, which is great. That's going well, and I'm going to continue that into June. So I do want to show you on my June tracker. Let me just go to June real quick. The habits that I put in here. So I ended up doing, let's turn this around so you can see, wake by 6 a.m., prenatal vitamin, and then I have running. I have Peloton, which is my cycling, and then other workouts. So that could be strength training, that could be going for a walk, anything like that, yoga, anything. And then eating clean, taking a me day, and bed by 11. So actually, while I'm in here, I am just going to fill in what I've done so far today. And I think I'm going to use my teal, and I'm going to use a really big pen, and I'm just going to create a dot. So I'm still on my shape tool up here. I'm just going to create dots for what I've done this month. All right, so I woke up by 6, I took my prenatal, and that's pretty much it so far for today. All right, up next is my gratitude log. I have to finish that out for May. I think that for yesterday, it's really hard because it's been such a frustrating 3 days, y'all. I'm struggling to find the gratitude. But I think my gratitude for yesterday is going to be that light bulb moment, kind of when everything came together and I finally got a decent file size for those digital planners. So I'm going to put that in here, and I'm just going to doodle a little light bulb, I think. See how it turns out. There we go. That's my light bulb. It's not the best light bulb in the world, but it's still cute. All right, and then finally, Mood Mandala. I have one last circle, and this one, I hate to end the month on this note, but it's definitely going to be stressed because I don't wish that you could have seen my frustration yesterday. It was just like banging my head against the wall trying to figure out what I was doing wrong and how I could do things differently to make that file size smaller. It was a very, very stressful day for me. All right, let's get this orange in the books here. Way too small. There we go. We're going to call that good enough. Let me grab my eraser and get rid of the extra. There we go. And now I can finally go back into Procreate and finish drawing the rest of my mandala, which I'm really excited about. And what's great too is the rest of that mandala is really going to cover up kind of those messed up spots on the circles. All right, so let's head to Procreate and let's find my mandala. It's right here. As always, I'm going to turn my base layers back on so that I can see what I'm doing. And then I'm going to start a new layer up top here so that I don't draw on what's already there. And I need my monoline pen. That's perfect. And maybe a little bit smaller. All right, that looks pretty good. All right, let's get to drawing. All right, I think I like that shape, so I'm going to copy and paste. And let me just center this here. Why do I have it tilted when I can tilt my canvas? All right, I'm going to give it a little flip. And I'm going to move it over right there. That looks pretty cute. I'm going to merge that down so that those are one giant leaf shape there. And let's add some decor in the middle. All right, I like that. And then let's see, I'm going to go ahead and duplicate that all the way around. And then I know I'm going to have some extra space in the middle, and we'll figure out how to fill that in after that. All right, so I'm making sure that that whole image is just one layer, and I'm just going to copy and paste and rotate. And then I'm going to make sure I'm on freeform down here so that it's easy to kind of move that into place where I want it. There we go. And then the main thing I want to do here, when I swipe down again with 3 fingers, instead of copying and pasting this new one, I just want to hit paste. That's going to paste this original one. So if you copy and paste, each time you copy and paste something, it loses a little bit of quality and it becomes fuzzier and fuzzier. So always make sure that you're just hitting paste, so it's copying that original one. That way you're only losing that little tiny bit of quality once. All right, there we go. Now I want to figure out what I want to put in these middle pieces here. First, I'm going to merge all of these little leaves here down onto their own layer, and I can actually merge that all the way down to the main mandala. And I think what I'm going to do is, create kind of a leaf in the middle. All right, so new layer. There we go. I like that curve, so I'm just going to copy and paste it and give it a flip. There we go. And I'm going to merge those two together so that our leaf is on one layer, and I'm going to draw kind of some lines in here. All right, there we go. Now I'm going to duplicate that all the way around. So I'm going to copy and paste. This is going to be my original that I copy, and then I'm going to paste that all the way around. And getting in a little closer just so I can really see where I'm putting that down. I don't think it really makes a difference, so I'm going to rotate it one more time and put it down here. All right, there we go. And the last thing I want to do is just merge all this together so that the whole mandala is one layer. And then last thing I want to do is erase this part that's going to be kind of overhanging the rings. So I'm going to my eraser. I've got a hard airbrush. See how thick that is. I might want it thicker. And I'm essentially just dragging across and snapping the line just like I would when I'm drawing a line with my pen. That way it's straight. And then just erasing the rest. All right, there she is. Now I just need to turn off all of my background layers. I am going to copy this and let's head into GoodNotes. All right, this is it. Last time, I'm going to delete my mandala drawing that was there before. Oops. And now I'm going to paste my new one. I do need to crop it. There we go. And let's size her down. All right. There it is. Mood Mandala is officially complete for May. I really like it. I think it's super cute. Ooh, it looks like I erased part of my leaf. Did I do that in Procreate? I might have. Yep. Would you look at that? All right, luckily I haven't closed this out yet, so I can just double tap to undo and figure out when that happened. And there it was right there. So let's redo this one more time. I'm glad I saw that. All right, so I'm gonna copy. Go back into GoodNotes. We're gonna get rid of this one. Delete, delete, and paste and crop and resize. One more time for good luck. All right, now we are officially done with May's Mood Mandala. That is gonna do it for today, y'all. I want to take a minute and say thank you all so much for spending this month in my digital planner with me. It's been, as always, a lot of work when I do these kind of 1 month in my series, but it's also very, very rewarding, and I love seeing all your comments that things have been helpful to you, and I hope this is something that you can come back to time and time again if you ever have any questions or you just want to get a little inspiration. So a little glance back into May here. This is our very first week. Little journaling. Week 2, week 3, more journaling. Oh, I loved this trip. It was so great. Week 4, and finally the last part of May. All right, y'all, I hope you are having a great Friday. I'm gonna get back to my laptop and finally get all of these planners done. If you're in our Boho Berry Digital Planners Facebook group, keep an eye out in there. I'm gonna let y'all know when the planners are live in the shop. All right, y'all, have a great rest of your Friday. Have a great weekend ahead, and I will look forward to seeing y'all really, really soon. Bye.